it's always about having your priorities first before your privileges. Because if you lose your privileges, you still have your priorities. But if you lose your priorities, you lose both. A person that values its privileges over its principles soon loses both. That's by Dwight D. Eisenhower. So, this quote really speaks to me because it's all about controlling your impulses to what you want to do versus what you should be doing. In other words, you have to learn to differentiate what you have in front of you and know what to tackle first and accomplish. Ultimately, that winds down to our belief and values on ourselves and the choices we make towards our lifestyle and how we want to live. For example, I can either study for the exam in school versus having fun or doing something easy like going out with friends, watching TV, Minecraft, League of Legends. Your priority is your education. Your privilege is your freedom to go out with your friends or play these video games. Now, truth is, if you don't have, say, a grade 12 education, you won't be able to get a decent job that supports your privileges. This is an example. I know there's kids making six figures selling toys and shoes on YouTube, but for this argument's sake, priorities and privileges, let's just say grade 12 education is an example of a priority. It is an absolute. So back to that education example, depending on what you want your salary to aim for will somewhat correlate, not all the time of course, on what you settle for with your education, right? If you want to settle for a C, you will get a C job. If you settle for a B, you will get a B job. If you settle for an A and work towards it with sacrifice, you'll most likely get an A job. Again, this example is just comparing the grades you get. It's not definite job or pay you get, but it's just an example to show you, what letters correlate to the status of people, right? Anyways, going back to this idea of priorities and privileges, we got to be aware of organizing, structuring, and reinforcing our must-dos versus like-to-dos. So here's an exercise you can do. It's called the commitment dilemma. For each commitment, ask yourself, is this really important to me in line with my goals? What do I really want to get done? Think about all you will gain keeping a commitment. What would you lose by not keeping it? And you do this by reverse engineering, which is taking something and dismantling it to see how it works. This is kind of a top to down approach where we can work through various levels that we need to achieve in order to get to the ultimate goal, right? So the ultimate goal could be you want to be, say, a medical doctor. So the mandatory or imperative is that you need to go to medical school to become a doctor. So the imperative is that you need to get good grades in sciences. The other thing related to that imperative is you need to stay home at night and wake up early to study instead of going out. And also that requires the imperative to tell your friends and family I'm joking, but that's kind of how sometimes it goes. So again, this all relates back to having your priorities and protecting it. And there will always be privileges laying around at bars, Netflix, shows, festivals, but you won't be able to go to them if you give up your priorities. And remember, when you feel the struggle or feel like surrendering, that's the time to push the muscle through. That's your breakthrough moment in building what kind of person you are going to become. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.